Over the next 5 days, I'm going to completely forgo my smartphone and instead exclusively use my brand new smartwatch. This is the smartwatch experiment. A few weeks back, I won a Fossil Gen 4 Explorist smartwatch from our local library's reading program. I was quite excited to win this award as I have been researching buying a smartwatch for quite some time. That led me to the idea for this video to see if the smartwatch could stand its own against a smartphone. I am going to be setting my phone down and instead using just this smartwatch over the next 5 days and seeing if it can really replace what I use my phone for, and if the little gadget on my wrist could be the future of phones. The process of pairing the watch to my phone was fairly easy using the Google Wear OS app and pulling up Bluetooth on the phone. The whole process took about 10 to 15 minutes, all in all with the entire original setup, so it really wasn't too bad. All that said, it was time to start the challenge, so we got into the car, took the smartwatch, and began day one of the smartwatch experiment. So it's officially day one of the smartwatch experiment, and we have the Fossil smartwatch right here. But as you can see, you know, I'm a scrawny boy. I don't eat too much, you know, always on that YouTube grind. So we're headed off to the store to get it sized to my wrist and officially start the challenge. So yeah, it's already pretty late in the day. I have used my phone today, but we're not going to talk about that, and the challenge is going to start, you know, after we get this fitted to my wrist, because right now, you know, my $300 wrist watch is gonna fall off into a gutter somewhere, so that's not cool. So we're headed off to go do that. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm stoked for this experiment, stoked to see what we discover after doing this. Ain't a high school movie, had a brace like Tootie when the news hit him. Only if you will listen, cause there ain't nothing new about. Okay, so we just got back home. I'm back in the studio now, and we were able to go to a local jeweler who was able to remove some of the links out of the watch. So as you can see now, it's definitely not as loose as it was. I think it's still probably a little bit too loose, and I could still probably stand and remove another link. However, I decided just to keep it like this and see how it was going, and then the next couple of days I might go and get another link removed. But I'm also planning on ordering some other rubber straps for the watch, so we're just gonna kind of see how it goes and go from there. But yeah, this afternoon I have been really trying to exclusively use the smartwatch, and it's going fairly well. I'm not noticing a lot of issues as of right now. Of course, there are some just obvious drawbacks with a smartwatch compared to a phone. You're not able to watch YouTube videos on it. There's a lot less distractions, but in a way that's good. And in terms of the basic phone abilities, this watch is doing a fairly good job. The plan from here on out is to continue using the watch for the next 5 or so days and see how it's going with this little experiment, and I will not use my phone. And that is exactly what I did. Over the next few days, I stuck with the challenge and continued using my smartwatch in replacement of my phone. This watch runs Wear OS, which is by far an inferior watch OS. It's really a pity because Fossil and some other Wear OS manufacturers make very good hardware, but Google has kind of abandoned the project, leaving us with subpar software. The software does get the job done, but there are definitely issues in terms of it freezing up on you, randomly restarting, and just weird stuff like that that no one besides Google can fix. Alrighty guys, welcome to day number 2 of the smartwatch experiment. It's currently, let me check, I know the time now that I'm wearing a smartwatch. It's 3:06 in the afternoon right now, just starting the little vlog kind of update video for today. Today's been pretty productive. I've been getting a lot of work done, posted a video, I edited some stuff, so that went really well. It's just been a pretty chill day so far, so trying to use the smartwatch as much as possible. Not a whole lot of issues as of right now. I did notice that since I'm wearing it on my right hand, when I lay my hand on top of the mouse, when I'm editing something or when I'm just using the computer, it gets a little bit in the way. Battery life seems to be doing pretty good. Currently my battery life is at 66%. It had a full charge this morning. We'll see how it's working today. This is my first full day using the watch, and we'll see if it lasts through the evening. I'm getting the hang of like texting on the watch, swiping for the letters and all that stuff, so it's going pretty good, and keep you guys updated. I think right now I'm gonna go make myself some food because I am hungry. I haven't eaten all day. Yeah, so gonna go do that. Then gotta get some more work done, and yeah, it's been a pretty chill day. Let's get at it. After some time of using the smartwatch, I had a good chance to get a feel of the battery, which all in all lasts pretty long, but definitely not as long as my Samsung S9 battery does. A couple of the days out of the challenge, I did find myself having the watch die on me, and I would have to put it on the charger midday. But most of the times it would last all day and I could just charge it overnight. Alright, so I just finished eating. The time is now 3:54, and I think, looking at my battery life here, it's 61%, so it's holding up pretty good. I'm low-key having flashbacks of when I used to vlog like full-time, and I'd walk through the house with my camera, and I don't want to be that person, but at the same time, it's all for science. The smartwatch, the vlogging, the Minecraft, all for science. So don't judge me, okay? I just dropped a video today about my limited merch line, which totally go pick up. Links below, subtle plug. Anyways, I have been getting some traffic on that video, some comments and the like, and all of that was coming towards my watch. And I couldn't figure out a way to reply to the comments for my watch, but I could definitely heart the comments, which is very cool. I do like to interact with my audience, and it's really cool to know that you can do it off of the smartwatch. So that's a very, very interesting thing to see. So stoked about that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alrighty guys, the time is now 8:35 p.m. and I've just been sitting up here doing some work. By work, I mean I have recorded 4 consecutive episodes of a Minecraft series for my gaming channel that I'm starting, so that's very cool. The watch has 30% battery life, so not too shabby. I've just been having it sitting here next to my computer, checking the time on it ever so often, kind of getting some use out of it. When replying to a text message on the smartwatch, you are given 3 options of how to conduct that. Number 1, you can use a traditional looking keyboard on the watch. While this option may sound like the best, it does have its issues in terms of pushing the wrong button as the screen is quite small. The second option is to use gestures and to draw out the forms of the letters that you want to write. This is probably the best option out of the 3, however sometimes it can be slightly laggy, but I guess that's something you have to live with. And the third and final option is to use your voice. You can talk straight to your watch using the Google Assistant to reply to messages and even send them, and it's a very cool feature. However, sometimes I get a little bit weirded out about talking to my watch. I don't want to be that awkward kind of person who talks to his technology, so it's kind of up to you. Throughout day 3 of the challenge, I continued to use my watch throughout my daily work process. I even brought it along to an audio shoot that we were doing for a short film that I am currently in production for, and the watch really held its own and not only kept me connected with all of my notifications and messages, but at the same time it kept me productive on the work tasks that were at hand. We then started packing for a 2-day long camping trip that I was headed off to the next couple of days, so I spent the next few hours trying to get ready for that and trying to get some sleep because we had a very, very early and busy morning ahead of us. Good morning, guys. Welcome to day number 4 of the smartwatch experiment. We're in the car right now, headed off to the rendezvous point for our trip here, so that's gonna be pretty fun. So after meeting up with everyone and an hour-and-a-half long car drive, we made it to the campground, set up our tents, and then headed on over to the beach. The trip was a lot of fun, and it gave me the opportunity to test how the watch performed in a more active environment. We were running around a lot, playing basketball, going to the beach, and stuff like that, and all in all, the watch did fairly well in that more active of an environment. So we spent the final 2 days of the challenge on this camping trip, and that pretty much ended things off. Which leads me to my conclusion. Starting off with the good things about switching exclusively to a smartwatch, it definitely did keep me off my phone and focused on things happening in the real world and not constantly glued to the phone screen. And for the most part, any productive thing that I would use my phone for, the watch delivered in terms of text messages and email and stuff like that. It was also really useful to get my notifications pushed to my wrist so I don't have to go and get my phone out of my pocket or look for it if I leave it somewhere in the house. The watch is able to keep a pretty strong Bluetooth connection a good ways away from the phone, but if you are going further from the phone, you can switch over to Wi-Fi, connect the phone and the watch to data or Wi-Fi, and you're able to go as far as you like. And overall, it was just very useful. It sped up my workflow a ton, and I was really able to focus on my work and not so much all of the stuff going on my phone. There are a good number of bad things about switching exclusively to the smartwatch, so we're not going to forget about those. Like I previously stated, Wear OS is a vastly inferior watch OS compared to the Apple Watches and the Samsung Watches equivalents. So that said, the watch will sometimes randomly restart without a lot of reasoning, and that can get quite annoying to have your watch sometimes just restart. It's kind of weird. And of course, there is the issue with typing on the watch. It is quite hard sometimes to write long text messages. No matter how you choose to write them on the watch, whether it's with voice or with swiping or just the keyboard, there are always going to be errors, and it just makes for some frustrating moments when trying to write long messages to people. So bottom line, can you replace your phone with a smartwatch? Probably not. Of course, there are the people who do decide to use a smartwatch as their phone, but for the vast majority of people, the technology isn't quite there. No matter how good Wear OS and various watch softwares get, it is always going to be challenging to fit our daily driver programs and needs onto a screen this size. But after completing this challenge, I am very interested to see where the smartwatch technology goes and what the future of phone-like devices will look like. What are your thoughts on smartwatches? Do you have a smartwatch of your own? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, and if you are new around here, consider subscribing and turning on that bell so you never miss a brand new video here on the channel. My name is Aidan, this has been Aidan Films. I make new videos every Monday and Friday about filmmaking, pop culture, and the creative process, so definitely subscribe if you are new. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, stay awesome, and I will see you in the next video.